Hello everybody. Welcome to another Working Out with Erin Briggs video. We know that it is tough to get up and move around, and every day can feel a little bit longer. We're in this boat together, and we just want to encourage you guys, even if all you do today for exercise and a little extra movement is getting up with us and doing this one video, that is awesome.
It helps. It keeps you moving forward.
Yep.
That's the idea, is we keep swimming, right?
Just keep swimming.
Just keep swimming.
Just keep swimming. So we're warming up here, gang. Today is just 3 main movements for our exercise movements. And the goal of today is to get you moving, get your heart rate going. You'll see us warming up with we're warming up to do deadlifts. So Erin is using a weight to warm up, and I'm going to warm up without a weight. I haven't really moved around yet this morning, and I just wanted to warm up these muscles. The next thing we're warming up for is rows. Again, Erin is using a weight for that, and I'm just kind of doing that, I don't know what it's called, Erin, a fly or something, a back fly, just to warm up those shoulder muscles for myself.
Yeah, it's a great thing to do. It's nice and easy, and we said this all along, if you don't have weights at home, just do the movements. Just kind of mimic what we're doing. It's still movement. It's still going to get your heart rate going. You're still going to practice a little mobility. It kind of loosens up those joints, so don't be afraid.
The last thing we're warming up for, sorry, Erin, I just wanted to tell people what we're doing. The last thing we're warming up for is a clean, and this is kind of all one movement, from a squat or from a deadlift to a row to not a press quite yet, just holding that weight up by your chest. You can see Erin has that weight, and you can see what it looks like with a weight.
Yeah, and we're not super worried about technique here, which sounds like a funny thing to say, but we understand that people move all kinds of different ways. Again, the idea with that is you're picking up something from the ground, that's a deadlift, and then you're getting it up to your shoulders in case you need to press it overhead.
Yes,
so,
exactly.
Again, I say it all the time, but it's the move you would do to pick your luggage up to put it up in the overhead bin of the airline compartment, right? You're kind of doing this.
Or even I even think of a bag of trash to put into the trash can.
Yeah.
Like I'm short, and so those trash cans are really tall for me.
That's a great example.
So that's another comparison, I guess.
Yeah.
The last thing we did to warm up was a down dog, and that's just really one of those yoga moves that a lot of people know how to do. It's kind of just putting those hands on the ground, feet on the ground, and then sticking your butt up in the air.
Yeah, it's a plank, and you push your butt up. And we'll talk about why we're doing that in a second. We're going to go ahead and get rolling here, and I've got a few tips for you. But we're going to start our countdown. 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and begin. So
begin those deadlifts.
Yeah,
we're starting with deadlifts.
So Maggie alluded to it about getting your heart rate up, but today is a cardio day. And specifically, it's what we call a cardio flow. And it's where one movement flows right into the next. We don't ever stop doing a movement. We just continue, right? We keep adding on, kind of like an iceberg or a pyramid, right? Like your base gets big and it just keeps going bigger and bigger from there. What the kind of design of everything today is, you're going to go 45 seconds per movement. So you're going to have 45 seconds of deadlifts, which you only have about 10 more seconds.
Keep going with those deadlifts.
Yep. And then we're going to stack a row onto it. Again, you warmed up with this already, so the idea is just make it a little bit bigger. 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and row, right? So now it's deadlift, then row, deadlift, then row. And there's a couple of options here. You can do one of 2 ways. You can do a deadlift complete, right? So up, down, and then you can do a row, up, down. Or you can kind of mix them, and I'm doing a version of that. So you'll see me go down, I do half my deadlift, I do all of my row, right? Kind of pull up and down, then I stand up and to complete my deadlift. That feels better for me, but it might take a little more coordination.
Yeah,
right?
I can't do all those things at one time. So I even say what I'm doing out loud, and you can't hear what we were saying while we were working out, but I say deadlift, row.
Yeah.
Deadlift,
it works.
Row.
3,
2, 1, and add that clean.
So deadlift, then row, then get that weight up to your chest.
Yeah.
Deadlift, row, and it might even say, like you instead of saying what the exercise is, just say floor, right? Like bend down to the floor. Then you could say elbows up, floor, wall, and then chest. Whatever you want to say.
Yeah.
Whatever it is that makes it work for you is what we want to do. And you're going to keep going. Now, bless you, Wally.
Bless you.
You're a little one, which you can see Maggie attending to right now. And we've got some, we'll talk a little bit about how we do this with kids in just a moment. But you're almost done here, and then we're going to talk about that down dog rep. So that specifically, when we end our time, 3, 2, 1, now is where we take a little break. But because we're doing cardio, we're not just resting. We call this active recovery. It's where you're still moving around, right? Hence the active part of the name.
Ooh, that's
you're being active, but you're also not doing things that are driving your heart rate way up. If anything, you're starting to come back down a little bit. And that's what this move is for. You may do anything. We like the down dog rep because it gives us a nice stretch and it works our shoulders a little bit. Some people will just stand and march in place. I know that's a favorite. Some people might get down and do some light core. You've seen us do something like that. At any rate, just move, keep moving, but keep it light. You've got about 5 more seconds. We're gonna start that over. And if we didn't say it, you're doing 3 rounds today. It's gonna be a 9-minute workout. 3, 2, 1. Let's start deadlift, just deadlifts, again, so that we can build onto it. And as a quick little heads up, you're gonna notice me, I'm challenging myself this time to do everything with just one arm. So I'm gonna stay on my right arm this whole time. I'm gonna deadlift, I'm holding just that right side. Maggie's continuing to go both. You're gonna go for 45 seconds, and you are rocking it. Now that you're in round 2, another one of our kiddos, by the way, I think you're gonna see 3 of them today. Of the, how many do we have, 17?
Just 4, Aaron.
Just 4. Feels like 17. All right, you've got about 6 more seconds. There's Lucy. I told her to wave hi to Grandma. Grandma, if you're there, wave back, please. 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and add that row. Any grandma Any grandma can wave back.
Grandmas just love seeing grandkiddos, right?
It comes through the camera. It's magic, but it happens. All right, you're still doing that deadlift. You're adding that row. So again, deadlift, row, bend, row, floor, pull, whatever your mantra needs to be.
Deadlift.
Make it smooth. And now that we're in round 2, and she was giving me a little high five. Now that we're in round 2, remember your goal here is to make it a little bit better. There's lots of ways to do that. You can get a little crisp on that movement. I always just like saying, make it tighter. Flex a little bit. Be a little more secure. Be a little more proud of those movements every single time. And I think you're looking good. As long as you feel good, you're going to keep rocking it.
Yeah, again, we're just proud of you guys for getting up and moving even just a little bit more than you normally would.
And go ahead and add that clean, by the way. That was 45 seconds that you've done your deadlift, another 45 seconds of deadlift and row, and now that last 45 seconds is deadlift to row to clean. And if you're doing it with one arm, it doesn't change the movement that much. You're just getting it up there. And again, if one arm is too challenging for you, back it on down to both arms. It's okay.
How are you feeling at this point, Aaron?
Good. It was challenging.
Yeah.
I like that I did it.
About
And
halfway through.
one thing that I'll say is anyone, if you've done cleans, let's say you were in, a high school sports program, and you've done some cleans, this is going to look a little bit different, and that's okay. I always tell people that your form, we don't need it to be perfect. We need you to be working on making it better.
Yeah.
And that's what you'll see with me. Even me, I don't have a traditional, what I call a kettlebell clean. It just looks a little different, and that's okay because it feels fine for me. And I know that I'm working on making it better. We've talked about skills in past videos, and we expect you to be a little sloppy on some of those skills, and that's okay. And by the way, I'm not sure we counted it down, but we're done with those cleans.
Oops, I don't think we did.
That's all right. You've got about 15 seconds. It's cardio, so if you're doing a little bit more, it's fine. There's nothing magical about 45 seconds.
Aaron really does lose track of the clock.
It's the sign of a good trainer. You should be able to lose track of that. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's do one more round. Start with just deadlifts again. This is your last round. You're going to go for, again, 45 seconds. That part doesn't change. If you were doing
45 seconds starting just deadlift.
Just deadlift
for this one.
If you were doing one arm like I was last time, go ahead and try switching to that other side. If you were maintaining both arms or doing it with both arms, I would suggest maintaining. Just kind of stick with what you've been doing. But remember, for round 3, our intention is to find intensity. Make it feel like a workout if it's not quite there yet. Go ahead and add a little speed, add some oomph, add some more flex power to what you're doing, but make it feel like exercise. And finish it well. 4,
feel good, feel
3,
like exercise.
2, 1, add that row.
Deadlift and row.
Keep that
Deadlift and row.
Now, Maggie and I were kind of talking about how, having kiddos, having kiddos in these videos, I think it's kind of fun. I also think it can be a little distracting. So I will apologize ahead of time if it feels distracting. And we're going to use that as a little bit of a life lesson. We realize we make these videos, we think for everyone, but we're really focused on what we're going to say is people who live real life. That could be a young family. That could be people whose kids are out of the house. At any rate, we know that distractions...
People whose pets get in the way.
People whose pets get in the way. And the reality is that when you're...
come play with them, I should say.
Exactly. When you're not in a gym... And by the way, go ahead and add that clean. Last 45 seconds.
Good job, you guys. Last 45. You can do it. Hang in there.
When you're not at a place...
Deadlift, row, clean.
You got it. When you're not at a place... No, you're fine. When you're not at a place that allows you to just focus on exercise, we have to deal with distractions. And you see us do that. Is we make a little adjustment with the kiddos. You know, if one of them's fussing, we stop what we're doing for a moment and we attend to it, right? You see the kids come in, and that's real life. That's sometimes what you have to do with exercise, and it's that reminder that it doesn't have to be perfect.
Exactly.
You just have to do a little bit,
right?
Exactly. You're gonna get stronger. And so I kind of came to grips with having kiddos in the videos, right? It just is a good example.
Yeah, I think the professional in you wanted these to be videos, 3, with no distractions.
1, go ahead and recover with those down dogs. This is the last thing we're doing besides our stretch.
And that's the maximizer in you, right? That's,
it is.
Aaron, that's the person who wants to make these videos the exact most professional things that they can be. But you'll see, we're in our house. We're using our phone to do these videos, you guys. We have no special equipment, and that goes the same for our workout equipment as well. We have nothing special here. We really have just the motivation and the drive to move around and to just try. And we're happy that that's good enough for you guys.
2, 1, and relax and get into that long sitting posture.
Way to go, you guys. You did the workout. Woo-hoo. Stretch. Time to stretch.
Time to stretch. Now today we're focusing on our forward fold. So the reminder for that is that you're going to sit on your rear, right? Your legs are going to be mostly straight in front of you, and then you're going to reach forward. And if you can, go ahead and grab your toes or grab the outsides of your feet. Now, Maggie is much more flexible than I am, so she can keep her legs straight. I cannot do that. If I kept my legs straight, either I wouldn't be able to grab my toes, or if I did grab my toes, you'd hear a loud snapping and popping sound as my hamstrings tore in half, right?
No,
Something would
don't
go
do that.
wrong. Don't do that. Okay. The first 30 seconds is really what we like to say is just a hold. Just kind of get into that and relax into the stretch. And this last 30 seconds is adding just a little bit of movement. Now, there's 2 ways you can do it. You can gently press your heels and the backs of your legs into the ground with a breath. Breathe in, press. Breathe out, relax. Breathe in, press a little bit, breathe out, relax. Or you can reach farther forward with those breaths, right? Breathe in, relax, breathe out, fold forward. 4, 3, 2, 1. And you're going to end with a little bit of long sitting. Like we said, this is just you getting back into that sitting posture, kind of wiggling those hips around. Great workout today.
Yeah, great workout, you guys. Say, if you joined us for that Sunday setup, today is, was yesterday? Today? Oh, today is Thursday. And we want to just encourage you, and hopefully you are just practicing that skill of scheduling it. Again, one of those things, we expect it to be sloppy, we expect it to be imperfect, and we are right along with you in trying to practice this skill. Absolutely. Right, Aaron? So we are just here to encourage you guys. And if you have any questions, Aaron, do you have any just little tips, one word of advice maybe, or
keep it simple,
one word of something that you've learned?
Yeah, when I tell people to schedule stuff, we really start with the smallest part. I'll tell them schedule something for a minute, for 3 minutes, for 5 minutes.
Schedule something that's maybe totally doable. Is that kind of what you're thinking about?
Yeah. If you find yourself unable to do it, it probably means you bit off more than you could chew.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So dial it back a little smaller. We'll talk
great.
about that more on Sunday.
Yeah. So again, that's just kind of a little midweek check-in for you guys if you're coming along with us on that skill. And thanks so much for joining us today, you guys. Make it a great day.